quad went faster than any other racing drone I've ever seen, and you know what? It did it on only a 4S battery.
Mile an hour. What? That's what it says, man.
G'day, Stu here from UAVfutures, and today, well, I hope you guys are ready. Get set to get stunned, because honestly, I'm going to put it straight out there. This is a world record fastest bind and fly drone, because I don't think there's anybody else out there making a bind and fly drone, which means one that just comes ready to rock and roll out of the box, that gets anywhere near the speeds of this bad boy. Oh, what I want you to do right now, drop a comment down below. How fast do you think this thing is going to go? You've seen the thumbnail or the title, whatever, 110 miles per hour plus. What do you think this bad boy is going to hit? Because that is absolutely insane for one of these bad boys. And the crazy part is, we did it on a 4S battery. So previously, I've had one quad that hit 100 miles per hour, and that was with a 6S battery. So this thing, you know, that's jumping up an extra 50% of voltage. This thing did it on a 4S battery. It is an absolute race monster. What I should say, this is the Devil from Avant Quads. I'll leave a link up here to part 1, and in that I said, this is not one for beginners, because it just had way too much power, and that's exactly what we see in this part 2 video. So enough rambling. What we're going to do, we're going to jump out to the field, rip it around. I'll show you guys some DVR. I'm pretty excited, you can already tell, and then we'll hit it with Speed Gun Sally and see just how fast this bad boy is going to go. Anyway, enough rambling. I'm super excited. Let's cut out to the field, and you get ready, get set to get stunned, because I was totally blown away. Anyway, let's do it in 3, 2, 1. Boop. Alrighty, I hope you guys are ready, on board with the Devil, some DVR, and just sort of, I feel like I'm pottering around at this stage, because this is, I'd sort of shown it to Cal here, and we'll hand it over to Grumpy Trev as well. And he was like, oh yeah, I guess it's okay. And then I thought, well, I'm going to drop the throttle and look at this thing go. It's absolutely burning. So this is like a crazy fast quad. And you guys are going to see that. Look how high it's punching up. You guys are going to see that as well when he show you some of the speed gun runs with the radar. Hope you guys are ready. Now you can see that OSD, that part's a little bit annoying, so I'm going to change the camera a little bit, show you some other DVR as well. And look, I do end up strapping a GoPro as well to it and sort of testing it around, but that's a little bit later, so we'll get to that. But talking about the flight characteristics, this thing is an absolute beast. So flying around here, look at that acceleration. I've never been so quick, and well, the quad's never been so quick, never felt so quick, but it was sort of too much for me. When I was flying around these tracks, it felt like I was like at 40% throttle, when most of the time I'm up at like that, around that sort of 80%. So look, that part's a little bit different, but you know, that meant it was super nimble, but I felt like it was sort of beyond my skills. So I know in that part 1 review I said, look, too powerful for beginners, and this is definitely very, not hard to fly, it's just like having way too much performance. It is absolutely crazy. Like, look at whipping over that over and under, it doesn't even drop, it just cuts straight back in there. So I've never had a flight experience like this, and I think this is going to be a quad for me that I've flown a little bit. You know, I've been flying for quite a little while, and this is now going to let me push my skills to the next level. I feel like I'm ready for a quad like this, and this is the sort of machine that's going to take it there, because look, it is absolutely wicked to fly, no oscillations, and just the speed out of this thing is ridiculous. Like, that acceleration is off the chain. Now look, you know, it's not for everyone, you know, because those beginner pilots, I reckon you're going to struggle. It really does have too much performance for sort of those very first pilots getting into the hobby. Now here's a little bit different. We've changed over the camera, because look, the OSD was a little bit annoying with the double up. You know, we had the run cams OSD as well as the flight controller. So I've just put one on here, and you can see it does chew the batteries a little bit when you're absolutely thumping it. So this is a 4S, but it's still ripping it around. But I should probably also mention that, look, these are some of my older 4S batteries just on this flight. Not really the best ones, but I think in the speed run we use like some China Line Hobby or something like that, and it goes very, very hard. But still, look at the insane acceleration. It's just sort of mind-baffling. Look at that stuff. That's crazy, you know. I'm speechless. I'm actually speechless. Now, who would I recommend this to? Well, you know, not beginner pilots. I would say pilots out there who have a pretty serious rig, you know, and they might carry a GoPro, but they want something that's just going to knock people's socks off, make their jaws drop. They want to see some insanity speed. And, you know, I think a lot of people sort of complained about the price or said, oh, that's pretty expensive and stuff in part 1. You know, it's coming in at like the $350 or $380 or something like that. But when you look at, like, you can get a Copus, which is like $300 US, or one of these. For me, the choice is very, very simple. Now here it is with the GoPro. I thought I'd strap it on. The quad handles it fine. It's still super quick even with it on, but it's kind of like buying a Ferrari and then complaining that, you know, it was difficult moving your house, putting your TV and stuff in your Ferrari. It's not what this quad is designed for, and if you really want to get the most of it out of it, I'd say rock it without a GoPro. Anyway, let's get on and do some of the speedrun stuff. Alright, so we've flown this little Devil around. It is an absolute rocket, and I do think it's going to go pretty quick. What do you think, Cal? in like miles per hour, what do you think this is going to go on a 4S? We've got a China Line Hobby battery in here. What do you reckon?
85.
Yeah, well, I either got to go 90 or 80 now. 90's really, I'm going to go 90. There we go. I reckon it's going to go quick. All right, let's do it.
Alrighty. 98 mile an hour. What? That's what it says, man. Try to fly more directly at me, Stu. 107 mile an hour. Yes. 111 mile an hour. Holy dooly.
Did it look fast?
Yeah, but it doesn't sound fast because it's so smooth and silent.
What was that, 111?
Yes.
Miles.
Miles an hour.
On a 4S.
Yeah.
Righto, Cal, you were with us the other day when we flew the Devil around. Tell Trev, what did you think of this bad boy? Because the change of camera things are a little bit different. You can hold it, mate, so I can hold the camera. But what did you think when you saw that thing fly the other day? Tell Trev what it's like.
It's stealth, it's quiet, it's silent, it's smooth. I thought it was the best quad I've ever seen. Ever.
That's a big call.
It's a big call, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, it had the speed, it had the maneuverability, it had the acceleration, and it was quiet.
So you're going to take that home, put it next to your pillow next to you tonight? What?
Possibly. 2205s.
Yep. They're just the R2s.
The R2 2205s, and I think they're 2600 kV. Who would have thought you could get so much out of such a small motor?
Crazy. Mate, you know, it's super windy. Hopefully we're not getting terrible audio. I'm doing my best, guys.
It's got performance, guys.
Yeah.
It really has.
Alright, nice. Thanks, you two.
Sounds like me. I got performance. Ready to go.
Into this blue pill.
Yeah. Alright, thanks, ladies. Trev, look, it wouldn't be the same if you weren't in here, especially to review something this special. Now, you have heard a bit of hype about it, you know, and you've heard Cal and I raving on about it, but what do you think about this bad boy here? So I've changed the camera out because I know you saw it the other week, but I put it back to the way it came. What do you think about this bad boy? This is the Devil 5-inch. You haven't seen it fly yet, though.
That's so light. It looks sleek. I know it's fast, so I can't wait to try this thing and not break it or lose it. Well finished off. Like it already. It's nice. It must be good because Cal just wouldn't shut up about it. On and on and on. It was like an endless loop record. You know,
Well, you wait till you have a fly, mate. You're going to love it.
So it better be good, Cal.
All right, let's do it. Let's put some goggles on and rip it around and see what you think. Actually, a little change of pace just before Trevor flies it. He's pretty excited, but I just want to get his reactions when I just punch it and sort of see what he thinks, what it's like. All right, so I'm going to put these on and then we'll hand it over to Trev. You're going to have to do a selfie, Trev.
I'm pretty bored at the moment. Come on, get on with it. Down and back just in case I've got to wear it.
Ready?
Yeah, punch it. Nearly disappeared. Do that again. Oh, me.
All right, I'm going to bring it in because look, I don't want to spoil all the surprises and then you can fly it.
You might not see this again.
There's the radio.
Yeah.
I'll give you the goggles, put a new battery in for you. Ready to rock and roll, Trev?
Yeah, let's get this thing into the air.
Oh, do I need to clean the lens or is it all right?
No, that's all right.
All right.
See, it's it was going too fast to get anything on it. This is awesome. Shit, it's fast. It's responsive too. I can't believe it. I can fly this. It's fast, but it's maneuverable. Oh, yes. Oh, okay, Cal, you were right, mate. Now I know why you couldn't stop talking about this thing. Jeez, it turns quick, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, I love this. I'm in awe of this thing already. I love it. I want one.
So Cal said this was his favourite quad ever.
Yeah, I've got to tell you. Well, I tell you what, I tend to agree with him. I do like it.
Are there any oscillations or anything like that?
Nothing. This is smooth. This is silk. This just seems to be so locked in. Oh,
what happened?
I've landed it.
Where are you?
I've got no idea where that went.
God, you better be joking me.
What's all that water? Hey, that camera's not waterproof.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna go get it, and then I will record your sort of thoughts after that. All right? Where do you reckon it is, Trevor? Get out. You better know, because I wasn't paying attention.
Shit.
You are actually the worst at this.
On the ground somewhere.
Is it on the track?
Yeah. What track?
Yeah, bloody hell, look at this. I'm actually a bit worried about snakes through here. This is not good. Where do you think it is, by the way? This could be a long time, because Trevor, for those of you who don't know, is a little bit synonymous with putting his quad down, thinking it's over there, and we find it about 20 minutes later on the other end of the field. So let's hope we can find the devil. Rightio Trev, about 15 minutes later, 50 meters away, because we found the quad like way up there somewhere, but we've got it now. What did you think of the devil from Avant Quads? D-E-V-E-L.
Well, look, the story is, I really knew where it was. I was hoping to come back and get it later. This thing, it's fast, it's smooth, and so light.
Was everything Cal said about it true?
No, he didn't say it was f***ing awesome.
Cal said it was the best quad that he'd ever seen.
No, it's better than that. Look, I like the look of it, but to fly it was great. I'm pretty impressed with this. And it had speed to burn. Yeah, I'd have to say it's probably my favourite to date now.
What about, okay, give it a performance rating out of 10. What's
this is
Grumpy Trev performance rating out of 10?
Absolutely a 10.
All right.
No ifs or buts.
And what about value?
Look, value, I reckon probably about an 8. You know, you compare something like this to, like a Copus, for instance. This absolutely shits all over the Copus. So for an extra $80, this is well worth the money. You can't go wrong. I reckon it's a good buy.
Nice. Thanks, Trev.
It's the fastest quad I've flown and felt comfortable with, and actually had control. So yeah, look, I'm really impressed.
Alrighty, so there it is. There's my parture review of the Devil from Avant Quads. I'll link it down below, and honestly, look, a lot of people said, oh, it's pretty expensive, and I said, look, it's not for beginners, but the performance of this thing, if you want a serious drone, and by serious, I mean like the most performance-packed, almost world record, fastest bind and fly drone you can get, this has to be the one. I am absolutely in love. I'm going to rip this thing around everywhere. Look, it's not perfect because I guess it doesn't carry a GoPro. It's not designed for that, so it's not going to be perfect for everybody's needs, but if you just want a hardcore racer that works out of the box, that has the most beautiful flight characteristics you've ever seen, and has speed that is almost undescribable, and considering it's only a 4S battery, you guys can tell I'm excited. Definitely check one of these bad boys out. Anyway, drop some comments down below. How close were you with the speed reading? Were you bang on the money? 111 miles per hour, which is like 100 and close to 180 kilometers. Absolutely mind-blowing for a 4S battery. Also, what do you want me to do with this? Like, drop some comments down below. What sort of footage do you want to see, or what videos? Because honestly, we've never had a drone quite so fast. Opens up a world of possibilities. So put some interesting ideas down below if you've got them. Subscribe for more FPV related content, and as always, happy flying.
111 mile an hour.
Get out.
That must have been something else, Stu.
Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos. And I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page, because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the UAVfutures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying.